What's the over your group? How are they looking so far in spring?
You know, they're growing. They're getting better. I really like how they're preparing each day. I love their energy, love where their mindset is. It's just my job to now get them better at the physical part of the game, which we're working on. But they're willing and able, and whatever we emphasize, those guys will go out and get better at.
Obviously, you guys are installing a new offense. So, what do you see as the tight end's role in that offense?
Similar to what we've done in the past, you know, we have a role in everything, in protection in the pass game, in the run game. We're involved in every aspect of the offense. So it's an exciting time for our group, for our guys, and I think they're feeling that. It's just now, you know, working through the newness and getting comfortable and getting dialed into the details.
Got to be really interesting and dynamic in your room. You have a really older guy in Riley Smith and a lot of younger guys. I mean, how have you seen Riley kind of embrace being the old man in the room these days?
Yeah, I mean, he just does such a good job being a leader, not within just my room, but the whole team. And he's still growing there, but he's just able to listen and work with the young guys, spend his time outside of football with the young guys. He just sacrifices a lot to help those guys, and I think it speaks volumes of who he is.
We asked you for like 8 months last year about 3 dudes in your room. All of a sudden, midway through the year, number 85's out there. We're like, who the heck is this kid?
Yeah.
What did he do? What did Matt do last year to earn playing time?
Yeah, it started on special teams. Okay. He really embraced his role on special teams and made some big plays for us in that area. And that gave him confidence. That gave him that game experience to where when his name was called on offense, he was able to go out and execute. So I think that's an important message for a lot of the young guys, the value in special teams, earning a role, and how that helps you develop a role within the offense and defense.
You look at some of those young tight ends you have, like Terry and Corrigan, Matt Wagner, who's probably not here yet, right? Did you come
Matt's not here yet, no.
Yeah, so some of those guys are here. What do you need to see out of them in the spring and in fall camp to get ready to maybe step in and get some of that playing time?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just goes down to continuing to develop physically in the weight room, continue to develop mentally as far as their knowledge of our offense, and then going out and executing consistently. That's the name of the game for any football player, is being consistent. And they're well on their way, but it's a process. It's a process, and spring ball is a huge part of that.
When you lose 2 guys that had played, 4 or 5 years college ball, like Raftall and Hopper, I mean, what do you have to do differently, I guess, with these young guys? You have the one experienced guy, like you said, but how does that change things in the room?
Yeah, I think as any coach, at the end of the day, you're a teacher. And so you have to adapt and develop different teaching styles based on the player, based on the individual. And younger guys with less experience, you may need to spend more time or develop different ways to communicate with them, to get the message across, to teach them the concept. And so that's really the biggest thing. But it's exciting to have a group of young guys because they're just willing to learn. They're willing to fail and learn from it and do it again. And they're just excited.
Did you have to convince Riley at all to come back? And with who else was leaving? Or was that kind of independent of his decision versus what you had else coming back?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of Riley. So, of course, I was a big supporter of him coming back. But ultimately, that was his decision and something that he thought hard about. And we're glad to have him.
When it comes to Matt, what type of person is he? We were talking a little bit, but what type of person is he? And how was he? I know you said on special teams he started to earn a role, but how was he came into his own kind of over these last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, he's just being around him. He's a great personality. He brings a lot of energy. His teammates love him. He's fun to talk to. And I think he's just matured in the last 2 years. And a part of being a freshman is just learning the college life, learning the structure of college football, the routine, how to take care of your schoolwork. So he's grown so much in those areas, and I think that's helped him on the field. And he has all the physical tools. It's now just refining those and just continuing to build confidence in him because we're excited about him.
There's another guy that wore 85 here at that tight end spot not too long ago, and now he's in the league. Is there, in terms of his versatility, his skill set, like I said, I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing 85 thinking of John Bates, but what is Matt capable of?
I mean, physically and athletically, he's capable of a lot. He's the type of guy that can remain on the field on every down and distance. And so that's what we're building for, not just with him, but within the whole room. We want guys that can do it all, that they can expand their role, and they can do multiple things for us on offense. And Matt's definitely capable of doing that. Now it's my job to help him continue to grow so he can be consistent.
Last year, there were a lot of sets you had 3 tight ends in there at the same time.
Yep.
You know, we all know Riley's going to play this year. What's Bush's offense like that? Are you noticing there are going to be a lot of multiple tight end sets? So however young these guys are, some of these dudes are going to have to play.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is predicated on who we're playing, what defense we're playing, what can we do to get an advantage. Sometimes that is multiple tight ends, sometimes that's multiple receivers, sometimes that's multiple running backs. It just depends on what we need to do as an offense to get our best players out there to go out and execute against the defense that we're seeing.
As much as you can say, I feel like when I talked to Bush last time, like in terms of how he wants to use the tight end, it's more those chess pieces that might move around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is that the case? I mean, what does that look
Yeah.
like?
No, it's that really what it looks like is they're not just going to be stationary. They're going to be moving. They're going to be expected to be in the backfield, to be split out on the perimeter, to be inline guys. So they're going to be moving around in different spots. And that's what we want. That's what we want out of that position. And that's what we want as a tight end group. We want to have that flexibility to be everywhere on the field.
Is it harder to learn that, Nate, or like?
Yeah, it just takes time because that's just the more you got to know, right? And so that goes back to how I have to teach, the time those guys have to spend to prepare, which they're doing, which is great because when they do prepare like that, it gives them more opportunities to do things.
We've heard from so many people about Bush's personality and how genuine he is. These last couple months, any examples stick out to you about him?
I mean, it's hard to pinpoint examples when that's just who he is. You know, I've known Bush since I was 17, 18 years old when I was an incoming freshman. And I do remember when I was a young guy, I was a freshman, Bush was a junior, senior at the time. And he grabbed me one day for lunch and was like, hey, come with me to lunch. And it really surprised me because he was an older guy to welcome, you know, a freshman that he didn't really know very well and to take him to lunch and talk to him and try to get to know him on a personal level. I think that speaks to who Bush is. And that's just who he is all the time.
Did you ever ask him why he grabbed you?
No, I haven't brought it up, but I think he did that with everybody. That's just who he is. I mean, he was that type of leader for us as a player. He's that type of leader for us now as the OC quarterback coach.
What has he brought back from the brotherhood that maybe you said, you know, it's nice to have Bush back because of?
No, I think any time that you get a coach here that's played here, there's a certain understanding already of how we do things, what the standard is. So he knows walking in those doors before he even started the job, what it's going to be like, what the standard is, what the expectations are. And it's just good to have a Bronco here with us, whatever role that is.